It's a pretty hard and fast rule. News organizations should not employ candidates running for political office. But in an age when the media openly presumes just about everyone's a candidate until they state otherwise, figuring out where to draw the line isn't so easy.
Joining me now, former Massachusetts Senator, now Fox News contributor Scott Brown. Welcome, Senator.
Scott Brown has worked as a paid contributor to Fox News since losing his Senate seat in 2012, offering political commentary with his populist bent.
This country needs somebody who's not going to pit us versus them, the have and the have-nots.
But now Scott Brown's move to the Granite State has fueled speculation that he may challenge New Hampshire Democratic Senator Jeanne Shaheen, something Fox has noted.
The talk of another Scott Brown plunge, this fourth Senate run heating up.
Brown hasn't shied away from criticizing Shaheen or other Democrats like Hillary Clinton.
The greatest regret is the loss of life at Benghazi and the fact that, they should have done more.
Now the liberal hall monitor Media Matters is criticizing Fox News for giving Brown a platform while he considers his political future. It's a question Fox has faced in the past.
The problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money.
Sarah Palin was on the Fox payroll even as speculation swirled that she might pursue a presidential run in 2012. Same with Mike Huckabee until he pulled the plug himself.
All the factors say go, but my heart says no.
As for Brown, he hasn't ruled out a future run, but says any speculation is premature.
I'm very happy, as I've said many times to you publicly and privately, working on Fox and challenging the people who are in charge right now.
You can't blame a guy for trying to make a living or looking for a job.
We're in deep trouble.
I have to agree. I mean, he's got a job at Fox. They're paying him. He hasn't declared for anything since. I'm reminded, Marjorie, you and Jim had Charlie Baker on every week for a while. I mean, somebody who's a big name, you want to have them on TV. They're a draw. Scott Brown is a big draw. When the minute Charlie Baker said he was going to run, you had to cut him loose. He could no longer be that voice. And that's exactly what's going to happen with Fox. I mean, they hire people who preach what they believe. So that's why Scott Brown is their guy.
I think the one thing that Fox has to be concerned about is letting him lay all the groundwork for a Senate campaign, do everything but declare his candidacy, and then once he declares his candidacy, now we'll let him go. But I'll say something. I don't think he's going to run. I really don't. And I think that this is going to end up being much ado about nothing. He toys with these things, but he's got a pretty good life right now, and I think he's perfectly content to leave it that way.
The key question here is he already running? Now, he hasn't officially declared. That's quite true. And I'm not sure what the precedents are with Palin and these others. But if you followed this closely, I mean, he is engaging in regular public campaign-style back and forth with Jeanne Shaheen through Fox News, through their website, in his own public statements. The campaign appears to be on, whether or not it ultimately happens. And while it's a weird situation, I think it's something they have to address sooner rather than later, without necessarily saying, it's fine up until the moment he officially declares. Well, that might not be for another month and a half, 2 months. In the meantime, how long can this go on before you say, hey, what is this?
They faced the exact same thing with Sarah Palin. The exact same thing, because there was a lot of speculation at the time she was going to run in 2012. I mean, they liked that. It was part of the reason. It was part of the draw.
But with so obvious a focus, the incumbent in the crosshairs. I shouldn't use that phrase, actually. Speaking of Palin, but you know what I mean.
We know what you mean. It is funny, though. You see, all Jeanne Shaheen's fundraising stuff has pictures of Scott Brown in the fundraising literature. I've been trying to get Jeanne Shaheen's people to call me back for like 2 weeks.
I mean, she is provoking it. You make a good point. Yeah, it's not all one way from him.
Right. So, but I am with you because I have done it myself. On the radio, when someone declares, that's it. Until they declare, I think it's okay to have them on. You have to be reasonable about it, but I think it's fine for him to stay on Fox News until he declares or never does declare, as you seem to think is going to happen.
Well, that's what Fox has done in the past, so there is precedent. I would say that with Mike Huckabee and Sarah Palin, if they were really going to do it, we're thinking about running for the presidency of the United States. There's no one person you're going after. In this instance, if he were to run, he's running in New Hampshire against someone who is very much a target. So that gives him a platform on Fox, not just to speak about where Fox's beliefs may be politically, but to attack her day in and day out without benefit of, being a candidate. So, if Fox wants to be clean about it, say, look, either if you're going to let him say that, don't do it, or stay away from that. Or if you're going to let him say it, then say, just to remind people, you live in New Hampshire, and there's speculation you might run
they
to
have
Scott.
said that.
Well, no, but now, in the moment of his
and there is
talking
speculation,
about
too, that he's actually running for president. So would that make a difference in your mind?
I think in terms of looking at what Fox's president is, it does make a difference. So I think that's why people are looking at this saying, is that fair? Because he's coming after one person in this way, using a platform without declaration.
And he goes on their website and denounces the Affordable Care Act. And for instance, in New Hampshire, all these bad things happening. Come on, what is that? That's very specific.